Hey everyone, so this segment is all about healthy digestion. This would also be what you would refer to if you're living life under pressure or stress, because really when we're stressed out, our digestive system can take quite a hit. The cells need to be replaced in our digestive system every 3 to 5 days. So you really have to be eating well daily in order to meet those needs. And the two main nutrients for healthy digestion and that cell growth renewal is vitamins A and zinc. Now vitamin A is in your colorful foods, dairy, can't be fat-free, butter, fatty fish, that sort of thing. So I prefer to choose green leafy vegetables, that's a good one, sweet potato, that sort of thing. So colorful, vibrant foods, those vegetarian foods. Yeah, but the other thing to note, vitamin A, beta carotene, they're the same, it's a fat-soluble nutrient, so you always have to add good fats to really be able to make the most out of those nutrients. So vitamins A, E, D, and K are all fat-soluble, so add extra virgin olive oil, don't skip it on your salad, that sort of thing. Add avocado or nuts and seeds, so you'll make the most of that. So I will also, in the comments, write some sources and some examples for you guys to refer to. Oh, butternut squash. Okay, the hard squashes are really good for beta carotene and vitamin A as well. So yeah, add coconut milk, something like that in there. So that's a really good TLC soup, I like to call it, for when you are feeling stressed out. So having a go-to food like that for when you're not feeling well, or you know you have a stressful deadline coming up, think ahead and do your best that way. So, but you should be eating those nutrients daily. So the other big buzzword these days is probiotic. So I thought I would show you guys how to make some lacto-fermented vegetables. Now it sounds scary, I was scared at first too, but this really takes 1 to 5 days to ferment, it's nothing. And a lot of probiotics on the shelf, they're made with dextrose and things like that. That could be a genetically modified corn ingredient, so that's terrible for our digestive system. We don't want genetically modified foods at all. It causes scar tissue in places and then thin patchy lining in other places, so even if you're eating amazing, you're not utilizing it. So stay away from genetically modified foods the best you can, and organic, certified organic is one way to know it's not genetically modified. So more reasons to choose organic, definitely, if you can. Or follow the Dirty Dozen list too, so obviously pesticide-laden food is going to be bad for your digestion too. I think a lot of this intolerances and allergies we see now are more to the chemicals on our food than the actual food itself. So yeah, so back to whole foods and looking after your food, preparing your own food, that's really the best way to be ensured of good quality. So I'll show you some things. So this here is kimchi. So I already started it. I kneaded some vegetables for 10 minutes and I added some sea salt. And then the sea salt will help the juice be released. So we wait a few minutes and then I'll do it again. But it's really easy, so I'll put the recipe in the comments so you don't miss out. But it's Napa cabbage, carrot, daikon radish, regular radish, green onion, make sure I'm not forgetting anybody, it's really easy, garlic, ginger, and a chili. Now, I put 1 chili in, but I don't do that until the second massaging because it makes my hand spicy, so I wait. So it's about to be the second massage. So basically this is fermented food, and it's growing its own B vitamins, its own natural nutrients. So that will be good for your beneficial bacteria in your stomach. So yeah, I think this is way better. And plus it tastes good. You don't have to have it spicy. And there's so many kinds of fermented recipes out there. Just go online or message me. But yeah, you don't have to buy a product. And how do you really know the product is safe? It's hard. I mean, you really have to do your homework. Make sure it doesn't have any of those additives. And not be fed with anything, because how are they keeping the bacteria alive, right? Are they adding sugars or corn sugar, that sort of thing? So this here is alive. It's just eating its own vegetables and making its own good bacteria for you. So yeah. And there's other ways. I mean, if you don't want to go all out and make fermented food, unpasteurized apple cider vinegar is one good example to get B vitamins there and enhance your digestion. So apple cider vinegar is a favorite. You could take a B complex if you want, but do your homework. Make sure you get a good one. I recently found out that Jameson uses palm wax. So palm is a really horrible industry in the world. It's causing a lot of global warming, so stay away from palm if you can. And yeah, I mean, here's cabbage and carrot. It's not expensive. It just takes you a few minutes. And I mean, yeah, I would just do this. Plus, it makes boring food taste good. So I would add something like this to something that's harder to digest. Those of you that like rich proteins and that sort of thing, I would add this to the side of your plate, barbecue season, that sort of thing. Scrambled eggs. Maybe you're not so great with eggs. But see, this is, I don't know if you can see this, all this juice. That's just the vegetable juice. It's amazing. The salt will help release it. So you knead it again for a few more minutes. And then all you're going to do is pack it into a clean jar. And you're going to let it ferment for 1 to 5 days. And the first day it doesn't have much of a sour taste at all. It just tastes like cabbage. But by day 2 it'll start to taste sour. And I like to let it go 4 or 5 days just because I know it's had a chance to build up some of that beneficial acid, or the B vitamins too. So I like to let it go about, well, actually I start eating it right away. What am I saying? So I've been making double batches. We go through a lot of this. But probiotics and a healthy digestive system, I mean, even if you do get a cold, the time you're sick is lessened quite a bit. They know that with children. Children that take probiotics are less likely to get sick. So this is really good. So vitamin A, that's the big one. Now the other one is zinc. Now zinc is hard to come by. We really have to be taking care and pre-soaking our legumes, that sort of thing. Pumpkin seeds are one of my favorite sources. Cashews is another one. Surprisingly, millet. I was surprised to learn that. So millet's a good one. But these aren't foods that we eat regularly, so finding 1 or 2 that you would eat regularly is a good idea. Now, I will also post that in the comments, so a good zinc food list. And seafood is another way a lot of people get zinc, but it's, you know, it's coming with its own risks too. And if I can go get vegetables or promote vegetables, that's where I'd like to see people eat anyway. White beans are really good. Yeah, it's another really good one. So white bean and kale soup I like to use on meal plans a lot. That's an easy peasy one. So, put a little elbow grease in there. But as you can see, it doesn't take much. This is just crazy how much water is in vegetables. One more reason to eat your veggies. Yeah. So I'm going to rinse these little hands off. Okay, and that's that. I mean, a few minutes of kneading or massaging. And then I'm going to pop it in this big old jar. And I'm just going to close the lid, not even super tight, just close the lid and leave it on the counter. So, and once you're done that, you've chosen your 1 to 5 day, whatever you prefer, for flavor-wise or whatever, then you would put it in a clean jar and then store it in the refrigerator. Now, it said that it can keep for about a month easy, but I don't even go, I mean, I go through it so fast. It doesn't even last that long. So, I have 2 batches on right now. Hopefully it'll last a little while. So if you're under stress or, you know, something's gnawing at you and you just can't, you know, deal with it right now, really look after your digestive system. You'll be so happy. Yeah. Because if you do eat amazing but you can't utilize it, I mean, that's so sad. Yeah. And they're learning more and more about how healthy digestion affects our mental health. So, I mean, yeah. And it's sad too, illnesses like schizophrenia, a young man, they're more likely to get it between the ages of 19 and 26. It's prime years, right? So really looking after your gut and eating these kinds of foods, getting your B vitamins. B vitamins are found in fresh food, and yeah, I mean, it's not that easy to come by a lot of fresh food in the wintertime, so something like this is a really good way to ensure a good veggie intake and the probiotics. So it's pretty amazing. I love this. It's so handy to be able to show people this one and use it myself. So yeah, so that jar's not quite big enough. Now, if it's really warm, this sucker's going to get bubbling a bit. So always make sure you leave a little bit of room in case it does do that, because the cabbage will lift up because of the air bubbles. I'm going to take a little bit out. So this batch was a big batch. It's going to take another jar. So I'll do that after. Yeah, so there we go. Get that sucker out of the way. Yeah, so in a few days, I'll just put it in the fridge. But usually, actually, I'll start eating it before it's ready, or before that 5 days. Yeah, just make sure if you do dip into it to use a clean spoon. Never lick and then put it in there, because the enzymes from your saliva will start breaking it down. But there it is. And I just love the looks of it. It just looks so vibrant. I really love it. And you don't have to go crazy. So I just grate the radish, grate the carrot, chop the Napa cabbage or Savoy, just a soft Chinese cabbage, and then the garlic, ginger, and chili. So it's really neat. You get your herbs and your food, and you promote your digestion. So Yeah, so A, zinc, pumpkin seeds, zinc, probiotics if you can, and lots of fresh food, and that's really the best way to look after our digestive system. So I hope that was helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me or post it in the comments. And the other best advice I can give you is to think ahead. If you know something stressful is coming up, then really look ahead to have some foods put away in the freezer, like a butternut squash soup or something along those lines. Take your supplements if that's what you need to do, apple cider vinegar, and just really take care. So yeah, hope that was helpful, and talk soon.